Hello, Facebook family. I'm back covering for the amazing Gerry, who's gone away and getting some much needed rest. So we are doing the I Got My Miracle talk today, where we find a guest who has done the whole protocol and just basically ask questions and see where they're at and what happened for them. Because people come in with one energy and leave with a whole new light warrior energy. And it's so beautiful for us as staff to witness this and see this and participate in this. It's a beautiful gift. And this week has gone super, super deep. And every group dynamic is different. But this group, from the very first breathwork session, went deep. And they just kept that going. At one stage, I just thought, is anything happening? Because there was like no purging or anything happening, but people were so deep in their process that the sharing at the end was profound. And so I just thought, you don't have to always have all this purgy energy. You can go super, super deep without all that outward expression. It's more of like an inward expression. And this group really proved that for me today, this whole entire week. So I'm just super honored to be part of this tribe and helping people. And Rythmia, if you haven't been, it merges Western ancient wisdoms with modern technologies. So we're here to just give you the best foundations for true healing. We have breath work, we have plant medicine, we have lots of different talks and yoga and meditation. It's just an all-encompassing healing center for you to come here, do the work, be in a safe space, safe environment to do whatever you need to do, to go back out into the world and spread the love, the light that you have in you. We're all just here to drink this beautiful medicine and use these tools to remember who we truly are. And if you want to know more, Shit the Moon Said is Gerry's book, and it's an epic read, and it says all about Shit the Moon Said and basically how this whole place came into fruition. And it's also on audio version, so feel free. So today's guest is an Amazonian goddess. We connected very early on, and it's just been so beautiful to follow her journey all the way through. Her name is Nuka from Amsterdam, and it's not too far from where I'm from, back in London. So welcome, goddess.
Thank you very much.
I have loved having you here, and you're just constantly glowing, and you're just such a beautiful soul, and I would just like to honor you for coming here, doing the work, and then like raising your vibration even more so. It's just been really beautiful.
Thank you very much for your teachings.
Oh, babe, I love you. So let's delve into how this all happened for you. How did you first hear the word ayahuasca?
I've heard about ayahuasca in 2014 from a friend of mine who's actually from Samoa. He's quite a spiritual warrior himself, and he was my spiritual coach in the past, and he actually taught me so much. And ever since then, I was back on the path of my spiritual development. And 1 year later, I did my first ayahuasca ceremony in Holland, Amsterdam, one-to-one with a shaman.
Wow.
It was amazing, life transforming already. Ever since, I knew that I would take a couple of more years before I would go for my second ayahuasca experience. And then I started Googling on Costa Rica ayahuasca, and ultimately 2 years ago I came across Rythmia online.
Uh-huh.
And ever since the inception was done, so I kept on coming back to when am I going, but it needs to come out of my heart in order for me to really book it.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden this year, early May 2018, I was like, it's going to happen.
You felt it in your heart. It was like a calling. I say that to people. It's just, it's like a lot of people want to force people here. Like I'm always like telling my family, you have to come here. It's going to be profound. But if people aren't ready and they're not feeling it in their heart, you just kind of have to let everyone make their own decision. And it's beautiful that you followed that, because you could have done it 2 years ago and it might not have been necessarily the right time, but you knew, you honored it, and now you came, and now you've got your miracle, you got everything, which is, I can't wait for everyone to hear your stories.
It was amazing.
So you arrived last Sunday.
Yes.
And you done the first breath work. How was that?
For the breath work, so I've always knew I had a little bit of anxiety in me. I worked very consciously on that. But during the breath work, you can't hide that. So it came out as in like I was kind of blocked. And for some reason, I can at some point stop breathing. And then I go into this sleep apnea. But then that's when I'm actually connecting. but I need to find like a more safer way to do that.
Yeah.
So the breath work was really helping me with that. But it definitely triggers emotions as well.
Yeah.
You're working on your breath work, whether it's with Kundalini yoga or the breath works.
Any pranayamic breathing technique. It's just anything that focuses on the breath. It's clearing vessels. It's clearing channels. It's opening you up. Your whole body. It's got little blockages in. We're made up of 72,000 energy channels. So these are going to be blocked, which is why like old traumas, old stored conditioned states, they come to the surface so they can get the fuck out.
And it's very surprising because you wouldn't assume that with breath work it would come out.
No.
But it does. So that was my first workshop. I just arrived 30 minutes before I arrived.
Oh, wow. So you were like, damn, go hard or go home.
I didn't even got to see my room yet. And I got to be straight into the breath work.
That's dedication.
Yes.
And that's how it works because it's all perfectly orchestrated and put together to open you up. The breath work is Saturday, Sunday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So you can open your body up and then the mother can come in on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and weave her magic more so in a more clearer body vessel. So it's all perfect. And then at the end of the week, you do more breath work. So it just mops up any energy. Because imagine, we're like a computer system and we're being defragmented and there's some scattered energy. So the breath work just comes in and just clears any energy that's left over and gets you back into even more alignment. So it's really important, we say, to not miss anything and think, oh, I can't be bothered to breathe for an hour. It's like, you can do it because you're here, you've paid money and you may as well do everything. The Monday ceremony to do, because we have Gerry's talk in the morning. That's quite profound, isn't it? Because it's like, he's so funny.
It was quite profound and he definitely like lowers everybody's anxiety. And he's so open and honest.
Yeah,
and the way like we could like listen to him in 3 more hours.
Yeah,
the way he captures us with his story.
He's got a knack for talking because he is so real, authentic, and you know it's just no bullshit. It's like you're just getting the true him, and he's coming from the heart, and it does settle people. There are people that come to Rythmia who don't even know what plant medicine is, and they're just thinking, oh, I'm just going to take a herbal tincture, I'm going to heal, and then they get to Gerry's talk, and they're like, okay, maybe it's a bit different, but there's hardly anybody that ever doesn't continue on with the plant medicine, having not known what it was before, because Gerry just has a way of just explaining what happened to him. And when you hear from like somebody's first-hand experience, you just kind of like, okay, well, if it worked for him, it's going to work for me. And it's a beautiful, it's really good. And then so Monday, you've got the first ceremony.
Yes.
How did that go? Because that's with ladies from your neck of the woods as well.
Yes. How did it go? So I drank my first cup. It was still okay, stable, no purging, which means no vomiting and nothing else. Second cup, still fine as well. So at some point I was like, well, maybe tonight I'll have a nada, so I won't have anything.
So did you not feel anything, like you didn't see anything, there was nothing going on?
No, for a long time I didn't.
That's so beautiful, because like we say, if you don't feel anything, you've got to imagine yourself from creation, like from the very first point when you were a star, when you were your soul was being birthed. You come down through different past lives, all the way down to this body vessel. So if you're not feeling anything, it's like building a relationship, and she's going in and she's weaving her magic way back until you can feel it here. So it's a gift of all gifts. And I know a lot of people are like, this shit doesn't work, I'm not getting anything. And it's like, well, you can't feel anything in this physical because she's going way, way, way back. It's like, it's a gift. It's a true, honest gift. And then, obviously, like what you've experienced, then she kicks in when she's done her healing magic way back when, and then she'll get to you. So
it was like the timing was impeccable. I went to the bathroom because I was still fine, not feeling anything. After the second cup, way after, I went to the bathroom. And the moment I started peeing, I started vomiting at the same time.
Perfect.
And thank God there was a bucket in the bathroom as well.
We plan ahead.
And I was like, are you kidding me? No way.
Woo, it's all perfect.
And then immediately I could feel like let's say nephews and like brothers, even though I have brothers, but like, of course it's coming now. Of course. You could have expected this. This is how you are in your life, Gracie. Of course we're coming.
Like last
for you
minute
now.
Spontaneous. It's like go hard or go home.
Go hard or go home.
That's the beautiful thing about the medicine. It magnifies everything on our outside world. So it's just like she's just magnifying. This is what the experience you're going to have because this is what's happening in the outside world. And then she's coming in and she's just teaching it's all love, tough love or love. But it makes you realize, it makes you see like, oh, hang on, where am I doing this in the outside world? Like, is this a pattern of mine? And then she's allowing you to clear that pattern through the process of her healing you. It's such a divinely intelligent process.
It was so intelligent. And after I finally stopped vomiting, I walked out, and immediately there was Nadia taking me to my bed, and I could see already like her scarf was kind of like waving, like her wings. It was beautiful. I get to my bed and they clear my throat a couple of times, and then there you have your colleague Marilu, who came to perform this beautiful tobacco ritual on me.
Protective. Tobacco smoke is extremely sacred and protective, and so if people are in a process and they need extra protection, you'll have like a shaman blow some tobacco onto you, and it's just to instill a beautiful protective energy, because tobacco has been corrupted and added like different chemicals and all sorts, but thousands of years in the jungles it's been used as a medicinal tool to protect you. So it's just got a bit twisted in the Western world and the way we treat it, but if you get to the roots of it, it's a plant, it's sacred, and it's there for protection, and so we use it as a tool.
And that ritual was amazing, because by then my visions kind of started. And while she was doing the ritual on me, I could see all of a sudden her power. She was flourishing. I could see that she is actually an angel.
Yeah.
And she was glowing, and then she opened my hands, and my hands all had this beautiful patterns giving light on it.
Oh.
And I was like, oh my God, I'm so impressed. And then she put me back to bed, and I went sleeping on my side, and I was still like, it's going to start.
Oh.
Shanti passed, and she was like, breathe, Luca, breathe. Open your chest, open your heart for ayahuasca to heal. That's why you're here.
Yeah, it's good to surrender, because we see a lot of people crunched over or forward and doing the thing. And physiology is so important, how you carry yourself in life, shoulders back, hands on hips, power stance, whatever. But it's so important, because if you're hunched over like, don't talk to me in life, then you're going to give off that energy. And it's the same in ceremonies. If you're laying back and you're open and you're in surrender mode and you're ready to receive, you've got clear airways, and she can come in and do her magic even more so. You're not blocking yourself from a beautiful experience.
And the moment I started breathing very deeply in and out using the breathwork lessons, that's when I started crying, because I saw how beautiful, like I felt my wings, as in like in the movie Avatar. I was like on a tree like that, and my wings were starting to, and then I started to fly. And
wow.
It was amazing, it was beautiful. And the emotional part of it was that I saw myself and a friend of mine, which is apparently going to become a future husband.
Oh, well.
And together we
Astral plane dating 101.
Together we apparently decided on which of the hardships I was going to go through in life in order to transform myself into a warrior like he is.
To get to that point.
So then it showed me as well that I've been knowing him for 3 years now. We have this special connection, but we don't know what it is. So we're not in a relationship. And obviously that comes with frustration.
Yes.
But then it showed me as well why it didn't work out with the other guy that was a very special bond with. And everything was so clear. So I had like this miracle and this epiphany from, I understand, wow. And I was crying because I couldn't imagine initially that this is something I chose for myself and all my hardships. And the moment I told both of them, I forgive you, I swear, like 1 second later, the light switched on for the end ceremony.
Oh, wow.
It was like, wow.
How amazing. And she is so divinely beautiful that this whole creation, this whole miracle of life is perfect for us to learn who we're meant to be, remember who we're meant to be. And every single perceived bad thing that happens in our life is just preparing us for the next level. So it's like every bit of trauma I've ever been through, everything is perfect. Because I wouldn't be who I am now if I hadn't have had all these traumas and all these past relationships that didn't work and were what I thought was like, why me? Why do I keep choosing this same cycle? It's just showing us that we are choosing this same cycle and that the pattern needs to change. But it's all perfect because it's building us up for the person that we're meant to be with, the person that we're destined to be. It's just all perfectly orchestrated. You wouldn't appreciate a truly good partner if you hadn't been through some arseholes. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're going to have to go through all this trauma to be like, okay, now I get it. Now I'm going to treat this one right because I'm a queen now, and he's my king. So it just works out so perfectly. And just what she's shown you, it's like, okay, you're not ready yet, but this is the next steps to where you're meant to be and where you're going to go and become and truly believe and embody that inner goddess, that inner warrior, so that you can step up to the plate and rise to the plate and stand with your king and fucking own that throne. Yes! I love you. So that was an epic first night, as Mondays go.
Yes.
What about Tuesday for you? So we have Tuesdays, we have Paula's talk.
One more thing, by the way, about Monday. So I got back into the room and then I showered. It allowed me to shower, and after the shower, performance began.
Okay.
And I was cleaning my bed after party,
okay.
and then I could feel the drums. Like, come on, come to bed. And then I get to bed and it's all dark, and then my blanket was like, shh. And then they were just showing me. They went back into my culture, ancestors.
Oh, wow.
And they were dancing, but I was feeling a little bit nauseous, so at some point I fell asleep. But it definitely went on in my room. It was pretty special.
And it can do. We're all so different. We've all come with a different story, and so some people, it's over in the ceremony. They're done. They feel complete. They've got what they needed. There's a lady here who didn't get anything all ceremony because she realized that she's so afraid of letting go in front of people. And so she had this mega block, and she was just like, I'm not getting anything. And then, we just reassure her that it's going to happen. In dreamland, it happens. And so when she went back to her room, she was in her safe haven of her in her room on her own. She started seeing unicorns and daisies and all sorts, and she got her miracle in the comfort of her own room. So yes, she was blocking the process through conditioned patterns, but she also was able to recognize that that's a pattern she's been doing, and that to allow herself to have the space that she needs. And then she saw unicorns and all sorts and got her miracle in the comfort of her own bed. And yeah, we do say people have epic after parties. We even give you a party bus home if you need a ride, if you're still feeling the medicine. But the journey can continue. Some people just get to sleep. Some people continue on, and it's all perfect. It's all perfectly orchestrated for you. It's like this is the perfect prescription from the universe designed for you. So we don't like to judge other people's journeys or say that person's doing that or that person's doing that. It shouldn't be like that. I mean, I went to Peru and I drank in the jungle. I had the biggest cup I've ever had, and I'm drinking it and I think I am fucking dying. Like, I seriously was like, oh my God, I'm dying. I'm reaching for my calcium tablets, and there was a language barrier with the shamans, and the shamans actually started trying to help me find my calcium tablets. So I'm like, okay, I think I'm actually dying because they're helping me on my mad quest to stay alive. And then the guy next to me was literally having an orgasm. No shit. He's like, oh yeah. And I'm like, what the fuck? Have I been invited to the wrong party or what? Because seriously, I need to be where he's at. I don't want to be dying. But the funny thing is, 2 days later, I'm having an orgasm and he's dying. So I'm just like, I'd rather leave on an orgasm note. So you can just never judge what someone's going through ever, because it's all perfect, and we've all come with a totally different story to this point, and we're going to leave with different stories and different paths and different ways. So it's just so important just to trust. It's like we say, just have a deep trust. And we're not just saying it just to be like, just do whatever and lay there and trust it. We really deeply mean you have to come in with a trust in the process. We get people coming in that are like, I'm too broken, I'm never going to be fixed. And if you're going to come in with that deep set belief, then you're going to be blocking your own journey. So it's like, get out of your own way, give the mind the week off, lead from the heart, and just trust and surrender to what the medicine wants to give you, what you deserve. And just like you did, it's just like knowing, trusting, and just allowing it to flow through you like the wave that it is. It's like, okay, 1 minute it's gone, then it's up, then it's... But you know that ultimately it's just there to love you and guide you back home.
Right.
Perfect. So Tuesday we have The Answer Is You. How did that go? That's Michael Beckwith's teachings, and it was JJ this week, was it?
Yes.
He loved him. He's a Hemalucent guy. He's amazing soul. And it's basically life coaching, isn't it? It's about how to get you back in your power. And it's different subjects every day. I think it's Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. And how did that go?
Well, I set my intention just before I drank my cup, which showed me how to trust again.
Yep.
So ayahuasca showed me what I will become.
Yes.
And it showed me that I would be building a big empire business, and I would be running it, and it would be amazing. And,
what kind of business?
Well, it would start in real estate,
yep.
And then I would be adding more and more pillars to the business.
Okay.
And it's really interesting because I'm now in the emotional process of switching from corporate to entrepreneurship.
Okay.
This is another reason why I came this time now to Rythmia. It's be part of that transformation, mind, body, and soul.
Yeah, because you've got to really truly believe in yourself to go out there and own shit, to have your own business. I did the same thing. I hated working for people, the 9 to 5 telling me off and telling me how many holidays I could have and when to pee. And I was just like, I don't work well like this. And then I realized I've got to take hold of my own shit. And then I just believed I could do what I wanted, became a travel writer, owned my own modeling agency, owned my own design businesses, but because I believed it.
Yes.
And because I didn't let anybody else tell me any different. So it's like you have to have that deep set belief. And like the Answer of You is You classes that will give you that power to do that. And then when you step into ceremony on Tuesday night, you're like,
well prepared.
Whoa, okay, I am ready to go. And Tuesday night it's one of my faves because I'm in it. But also, I mean, I work Monday as well, but Tuesday is like Brad, Scott, and me, and Christian, and just a beautiful, beautiful family connection we have. And the music for me, I just love a good playlist. So it's nice to be guided by these beautiful medicine songs. So how did that go with your intention?
Well, so my aim is to build myself a small business that would just cover my monthly expenses, and everything extra is a nice bonus to start. And that would give me a more flexible lifestyle. And from there on, I can pick up whatever I want.
Yeah.
No, I did not expect to be building up such a huge, big empire business.
But you're a goddess.
But it was beautiful to see.
You may as well expand.
Yeah, I may as well expand. So it was beautiful to see that.
Yeah.
And another thing I saw is that I need to become vocal about ayahuasca and be blogging and writing about it.
Perfect.
So today it reminded me when you asked me to join you in this interview, like, wow. It's already manifesting.
It's meant to be. I knew. You shared in the class, and I just had a feeling. I just had a knowing. And then Christian said, "I think, yep, she's good." And then Sarah was like, "Yep." And it's just like everyone was like, "Yeah, for you." And I was like, "It's her. Let's go and see." I'm so glad that you're here. And it's beautiful because this can be the start of that. You know, you can.
Yes,
this can be your first blog share. You know, like look at me.
Yes.
Perfect.
Thank
so
you.
What did you get many visions or anything on the Tuesday?
I got so many visions just about how I was owning it as a business owner.
So seeing you in that step
in the role, and even like in the clothes, it was kind of like futuristic, as in like iRobot meets Black Panther meets Cloud Atlas. It was amazing.
What a movie!
Yes.
Yeah, that would be good.
It was really, really great to see, and I would remember. I don't know why, but for some reason, my hair like was dry brown and very, very long, and I had like this thing like
like a warrior.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
Well, I'd like to see all that manifest. You have to let me know how it all goes. Are you excited about this new?
Very much.
Were you aware of that before? Or
I was aware that I had the power in me, but I never dreamt to dream about it. It was going to become so huge because I'm always trying to like, if I build up my own corporation, I don't really get away from it for a while. But then you might get sucked back into it, and I'm trying to stay away from that.
Well, she's also teaching you that visualization is powerful because we are 5 bodies, and the esoteric energy body, you know, it's like just one of them, but it filtrates into the physical. So it's like whenever I'm teaching yoga, I'm saying to people, stand in your power stance, see yourself as a god, a goddess, a warrior, a gigantic version of yourself, and really see that, really embody that, and it filtrates into your physical body. So what she's doing there is she's showing you, look at what life could be. Look at what you're going to achieve. See that, as opposed to we're always focusing on what we don't want, and then we draw that shit in. It's like, no, what do you want? See it. Give your mind, give your body a blueprint. What body do you want? See it, visualize it. And where do you want to be? What do you want your life to be? See it, visualize it, feel the feelings, the emotions of actually being in that situation. And then it becomes so beautiful because it starts to manifest. Like I'm living and breathing that. So I know it's true. And just from your share, it's just so profound that Mother has gone in and instilled that in you as well.
Yes, it was so amazing. So I saw that about the business, and after that I saw 2 surgeries. One surgery contained about improving a program. So I wasn't sure, is it this program? Is it my own inner program? Is it ayahuasca program? But it was in a very high-tech lab, and it was just interesting to see.
Wow.
And then I shifted to a different, very high-tech lab, and I saw an embryo being created, a baby that was injected in me as my future child.
The rebirth,
Yes, and then I was going to give birth to the child, a vaginal birth, and not a C-section. So if I had a brain hemorrhage 11 years ago, so ever since I've been kind of scheduled for a C-section.
So they've said to you, so 11 years ago you had this brain hemorrhage.
Yes.
And they've always said to you, you'll never give a natural birth.
No, because it will be too much risk to my
legs. Okay.
And whilst I'm not afraid of that, the only thing I would be saying I'm afraid of is losing my life and I can't raise my own child.
Right. So obviously that's a big fear. But like I said this morning, like it's just a fear-based belief.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily mean it's true. And like, I totally love and appreciate doctors and the Western way. I really, truly, truly do. But it's very fear-based in some circumstances, and we're seen as a statistic. So it's like, well, this percentage of this happens to this person who has had that, so you might be that, so don't do that. And it's just like, we can't live like that. We can't live like fear. I mean, my percentage of getting leukemia because of the radiation I had is 70%. So if I'm walking around thinking, fuck, I'm going to get 70% chance of getting leukemia, I'm giving that vibration to my body. And so, you know, you're walking around thinking, I could never have a natural birth. And that's a deep sorrow. Like, I could never do that. But you just don't truly know. Like, you, no one can really tell you. A lot of people have opinions, and people dish their opinions, especially, you know, when you're in a medical setting. You know, people like to put their statistics and their textbook messages onto you, and like whatever they have to share, which is beautiful. But you also have to make a choice, a conscious choice of what you choose to believe. You know, it's like what you believe you become. So if you just ask yourself, go quiet and go into yourself, and don't necessarily take on everything as gospel. You just don't know. You know, she's drunk plant medicine, which has gone in and healed the body. It's gone in and done sacred surgery, allowing these things to change and change your future, change the outline that other people have given you. So it's super important to just listen to you. You know, if you meditate and go inside, you can go in so deep, and you have a roadmap inside you. And we're all looking externally for love, and where do I go next, and what do I do, and should I be with you, and you're going to make me happy. But ultimately, we have everything within us. It's just that drinking these sacred plants allows us to get there quicker without having to do, you know, 20 years of meditation to get there, or however long it's going to take you. But it allows you to get there quicker and heals you at the same time, and allows DNAs to be healed and past life traumas, so that you can get to a point of equilibrium, back to your true essence, the zero that you came in as, back to the baby, the pure essence of you, so that you can start again and be the light that you're destined to be in this world. It's magical. So the moral of the story is, trust yourself, trust your gut, take other people's opinions on. You know, this is like, it's like the garden that I explained about. It's like, everyone's got this garden, and they want to show you their flowers and give you a bit of this and a bit of that. But from each garden, each person that you meet, just take whichever flower really resonated with you, and then make your own bouquet, make your own bunch that it feels right for you. You don't have to scoop up every fucking flower you see. You know, just take whichever ones feel right for you and make your own personalized bouquet. Pretty much that's what you've got to do, because otherwise I mean, like me, for example, I didn't want to get my thyroid removed. I didn't want to get radiated. I knew that we could heal a broken bone if given the right tools, and we can produce a baby if given the right tools. So I was scared into these surgeries and these treatments, and they didn't work because I didn't believe in them. I truly didn't believe in them. If I'd have gone in thinking this is going to be it, I'm going to be healed, it might have been a different outcome. Because belief is so, I can't stress how much belief is so important, isn't it?
Yes, definitely.
So on Tuesday, anything else happen that you'd like to share?
Yeah, after it showed me that I must have a vaginal birth, it actually even showed me with my husband sitting next to me, and I was pushing to deliver a baby, and you saw the crown of the head coming out of me. And she just said very clearly, we do not do things out of fear. Just do it anyway, and whatever happens is perfect, and you're going to be fine.
I fucking love that. See, and how beautiful, because now you don't have to live with that fear. Yeah. Because that's, as a woman, that will manifest in our reproductive organs anyway. You know, we're constantly thinking, I'm never going to have a baby a natural way, and I really want to. Yes. That thought is going to go. The mind-body connection is so powerful. So it's like, now that you've been told by a divine source that that's not the case, you're like, whew, I don't even have to worry about that anymore. Exactly. That's a big deal. That's like a huge deal. So I'm excited. So you have to let me know when the baby pops out.
I will.
So as Tuesdays go, that's pretty bloody amazing. Anything else happen?
Well, the only thing I remember afterwards is that my future husband, because we're good friends, and he told me once a long time ago that when he was a teenager, his parents took him to a urologist, checked, I believe, maybe problems with his testicles. Okay. So they weren't sure if he could have babies later or not. For some reason, it was like fine. And that's what came back to me after my visions, that our baby's going to be traded in the lab.
Oh.
I'm not gonna tell him, but he doesn't know. But it was like so beautiful how everything comes together.
Yes.
And even when it's showing me things about me, sometimes it involves other people in my life.
Yes. I love how she does that and gives
Yeah.
you a plan so you can work towards it. And it's like it's all important to have no expectations of it, but it's just showing you an outcome that could be yours. You know, it's just like, and then giving you something to work forward to and dream for and build yourself up to be that. It's like, wow, okay, so that's where I'm going. Wow, I've got some work to do, you know? It's like 50% of the ceremony is here, but 50% is life. So it's like I said last week, you can't just take a magic pill and be like, ta-da, it's all done. You have to prove to the medicine and the universe that you truly want this. You know, you've come here, you've paid money to shit and puke and do all that. You've done that. So you've done 50% and we've done 50% with you in the ceremonies here. But ultimately, you need to keep your vibration high and do the work, the homework after to keep this vibration in you and show to the universe that you truly want that. Like that's truly where you want to be at. And so now she's shown you this, and if it felt really good and you want that, you're going to be more striving to be that person, to raise your game in life, having utilized this stepping stone of medicine to now know that you can do it on your own. It's not like you have to, it's like, okay, fuck it, I can't do it, I need to go drink plant medicine every fucking week.
No.
You don't have, I mean, I do, but like, I'm trying to help people as well as help myself. But it's just to show to you how powerful you are, remind you who you truly are, and then give you a gentle, loving push. Go out, darling, go and do your thing. You've got this. It's magnificent.
Beautiful.
And then Wednesday, ladies' night.
Ladies' night, so beautiful.
Yeah.
It was so beautiful.
So many people commented this week how it was like one of their best nights. It's just the divine feminine night. Yeah. A lot of people have said, and I can't do it because I'm doing Gerry's talk on Thursday, but I know that Sarah and everyone, they rock it. You know, they're playing their instruments and really giving that womb-like container for people to be rebirthed, to really heal deep traumas, and a beautiful, safe space for just growth and change and just everything that you come here for. I mean, you can get them on every night. Everyone's different. Everybody needs more masculine, more feminine. It just depends where you're at and what you like and what you don't like. But Wednesdays is a very special night. So how did that go?
Well, second cup. I always start like after the second cup, like a little bit later.
Yeah.
And I was in the main room because I wanted to make sure that I would get auditions as soon as possible.
Yeah.
They happened at some point.
Yes.
And the moment I was in, I merged with my soul because I knew that part didn't happen yet. I merged with my soul, and I immediately saw that I was an Amazon queen in a different life.
I know. The next morning you were like, "I'm an Amazon queen." I was like, "Yeah, you are."
It was beautiful. I was in this beautiful forest, and we all were living in tree houses. And I saw all of my family members with their families, and I saw a few of my friends with their babies that they don't have today yet.
Ooh,
so it would be like,
yeah.
But I saw them. I saw my sister, and all of the women had like long, curly, like angelic hair, kind of things through it. I saw my roommate that I met here. I saw that we knew each other in that life, and we were friends. He was one of my spiritual advisors. He was like wearing a white dress.
Magical.
It was such a beautiful environment, and together with the music, I remember I had my hands like a T form, and I was just dancing like that.
Good. I heard you were in full goddess mode that night.
Yes,
they were like, she was in full goddess mode. I was like, yes, because she is one.
Oh,
it's so beautiful to see.
Beautiful.
And with the soul mergence, did you see like it happening, or did you have a knowing?
No, what first started, I started having like back pain, like lower back, and I was then on my side on the right. And I remember my sister's voice, she gave birth to her first baby 8 months ago. And she was like, "Those are contractions." I was like, "Oh my God, rebirth is starting." And at some point, for a long time, I stayed on my side, on the right. And at some point, I didn't feel the pain anymore. And all of a sudden, I was like transformed to this beautiful forest where I saw everyone. And everybody was like, I was sitting like in this kind of throne, not very high, but nice throne. My husband again standing next to me. And he was just very like serious, but constantly like glowing and smiling at me. And everybody would just pause in front of us and dance. Yeah,
I love that you're seeing a lot of like visions of like the future and you know past, and you're delving into different realms.
Exactly.
So it means you're very open already and receptive. Yeah. Did you see anything like this before?
I dream a lot.
Yeah.
So when I dream, I always write down my dreams, and I know they're very spiritual. I often have sometimes at night that I feel like I get into the sleep paralysis because I have narcolepsy, but then I have this sleep paralysis part where I can't move. Okay. And then I feel things around me, and then they feel great, but at the same time they're a little bit scary because you don't know what it is.
So now this will help you to harness that totally, because everything that you've done here is going to clear that so that you can step more into that power. Yeah.
So that was really, really amazing, and it was beautiful to see, and again, it kept on repeating to me, you need to go and be more vocal about ayahuasca. You need to inspire all of your family members need to come here. Last year, you started remortgaging your place so that you could improve your mortgage, improve your finances, because you're going to move into entrepreneurship. Ooh. Now that you've done it after 8 years of living in your apartment, you're like, well, I have money left every month. What am I supposed to do with it? Because I was able to live on a lower budget for 8 years. And then ayahuasca was telling me, well, you need to fund people to come here.
Wow.
That's why you have that money now, to start paying for people to come here. And don't worry about the money, the abundance will come. The money will
That's how I feel. Like when you give from a pure loving place, it comes back. No matter what. Every single time I've ever given, and it's been like from a pure place as opposed to, I don't know if I want to give you. You get it back tenfold because you're helping to raise the vibration of you, your surroundings, and it just ultimately feels good to help people. That's why we love it when we have a scholarship program here, because some people just can't afford to come. So we people that want to gift people, they put their money in the scholarship program, and it can be anonymous, it can be whatever, but it just allows people to just gift this precious gift to people, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing to do.
It's so beautiful to see, and then I saw my family members, and I saw my sister with her karmic relationship, and I saw all of my siblings, and I saw my parents, which were separated when I was 5 years old, and I knew that still staying me today.
Yeah.
But then my younger two brothers have a different father, so I wouldn't miss them in the world. Yeah. And the youngest one is often like sick with like nut allergy, or he has like this iron deficiency in his blood. So I was asking for a long time, may I see him? And for a long time, she didn't show him to me. So I was a little bit afraid, where we were all afraid I was responsible for him. Yeah. And at some point, she finally showed me that he was going to become a famous soccer player as well, like my middle one, because they're both very good at soccer. So he was standing at this field, like, just before the players start, before a match, and then they're singing. And he was so handsome, both of them were standing there. So that was beautiful to see.
And the feeling that you feel from seeing that is just huge, isn't it? It's like just seeing that yourself, whether it's, what is meant to be or not. It's like she's just instilling a beautiful feeling into you of look at what is possible with life.
Exactly, look what is possible.
Instead of like fearing like, oh my God, he's ill, and then we go down the fear road like, I'm worried about them because they're ill. It's like, no. Like, it doesn't have to be that path. It could go the other way. It's just like just showing you to believe in the greater good.
It was so special because we always knew that he was receptive as well, that he is receptive. And apparently when my mom gave birth to him, his heart stopped for a second. And I dreamt about that a few years after, that the doctor pointed at her and him and was like, you were born in death. And I was almost like shocked by that.
Wow.
So I always have like those kind of dreams, and I share them with my mom or my grandma, whoever wants to hear. So it was great to see all of them, and then ayahuasca kept on reminding me what I need to do as a big sister or as an eldest daughter for each one of them to help them heal.
And that's what she does. The medicine comes in, and she says, she doesn't say. Dump Tom and leave Deutsche Bank. She just doesn't do that. She doesn't say like specifics, but what she says is be a better father, be a better mother, be a better sister, be a better brother. And then she might help you and give you next steps of like what how can you make that happen? And then if she's showing you things that you don't like seeing, or things that you're like, oh my God, I'm not that anymore, and it keeps playing over. She's only showing you because it's leaving you, and she wants to make you aware of, things that the person you've become. She's showing you who you've become or things you've done, and she just wants to make you aware so that it can leave your beautiful body vessel and then clear you out for the pure light that you are. So it's either tough love or love. That's it. And she's not showing you something to hurt you. She's never showing you that. It's more just to make you aware. Okay, you stole some sweets when you were younger. It's okay, but that was hanging in your body somewhere, your brain, somewhere in your body that manifested as something. And so she's just saying, let's bring that to the surface. And sometimes it's not always nice, and you're like, okay, but I'm not that, I'm not that. But it's so important just to say, I'm not that. Thank you for showing me. I don't want to be that. That's not me. And then on the flip side, she'll just show you beautiful things that can be in your future and what you can create if you are operating from your purest point. So if your thoughts, your actions, your speech are all in alignment and one, that's where you can be led to. If you're operating from the fixed heart, so you're on the infinite source of love and not a finite source. So magical, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very, very magical. It's beautiful.
Anything else from Wednesday or?
Yeah, always to trust your heart. Everything that you like it for a reason. You like it. Like, I love music. I love music in general. Doesn't matter which genre. And I learned that I can transcend the music too and travel again. And that's why I like in my power naps as well, in my sleep paralysis, because I often have like this out of body experiences.
Yeah.
So everything was getting shown to me on a deeper level, like why you like it and why you're such a warrior, why you're always like going for it. So everything makes sense.
And music is a tool, you know. It's like we don't just put it on to just hear a good beat or just, you know, change the atmosphere. Music is frequency. It's a vibration, which is, you know, I had an ex once and he loved metal music and he'd put it on in the car and my whole body would vibrate and I'd feel so fucking angry and I would just be like, I wanted to like bash the system up. And then, you know, he'd have the same effect. I'd put on R&B slow jams and he'd get the same like, but it's because we're all different frequencies and different tunes, different energies. If you notice, you might meet someone and you don't know why, but you're just not feeling their energy. It's just an energy thing. It's just an energy exchange, and everything is energy. So music can be a beautiful tool, but also protect yourself. You know, if someone's playing heavy metal and you ain't into it, get out the car or just ask to put a middle ground on or something, because it is vibrating. We're 75% water. So if you're getting the vibration of, oh my God, I want to fuck him up, this song is awful, you're sending that signal to your body. So you have to be protective of every single kind of energy that's going through you.
It was like, and I was like, during my church ceremony, I was like, I want to find my grandmother and I'm going to ask her for forgiveness because she passed away 5 years ago in Curacao, in Dutch Caribbean, where I'm from. Mm-hmm. And I'm her eldest grandchild. We have 19 in total.
Wow.
And I got there late because she was in the hospital and then the conditioning was getting better, worsening, getting better. And my uncle kept on telling me before she got sick, call her. And for some reason there was some fear. I kind of knew what was going to happen. And I knew that I was going to attempt her funeral. And I was at a bad place working for an employer with not a very understanding manager. Yeah. And now I would never like leave that stop me now anymore. Is that what happened with any relative?
No.
But back then I didn't go, and then she passed away, and a few days later I arrived there.
Okay.
And then I stayed there for 2 weeks, so I always felt a little bit guilty of that.
Yeah, but that's not your shit.
So like.
Yeah. You got with these kind of things. You got to just, you know, honor yourself, because, you know, if you hadn't have been in this control, fear-based environment, you would have been there in a heartbeat.
Yes.
But, you know, in life, you know, other people's shit gets on top of us, you know. Like, I was holding on to the fact that I have no thyroid and that because I was scared into that, but I had to let that go because that was holding me back. It's like it's all a lesson. There's all a lesson in it. She knows you love her, you know, and it's just honoring the moments that you had before and celebrating her life, as opposed to mourning that moment that you missed. Yeah. That wasn't your fault. It's just like, okay, that couldn't be helped, but I'm going to learn from that because I'm never going to let any fucker control me again. You know, and she was a catalyst for that. So what a beautiful gift for her to allow to happen, for you to never be walked over by any fucker ever again. And
it was beautiful because I actually did saw her. And like this is like, I've seen her ever since a few times. Perfect. Last time I saw her, I was dreaming. I saw her walking like through a maze, and I was very closely behind her. I was walking like, grandmother. But she wouldn't hear me, or she was like ignoring me. At some point she stopped, and I could see that she was shocked that I was there. And then I wanted to give her a hug, and she was like, no. And she put my hands down, like, as in, like, you are still part of the living, so you can't give me a hug. And now I've seen it during the ceremony, and she gave me a hug, and she smiled, she said, "It's that's so many out of my
bloody hell! This is
I use it for ultimate healing.
You got everything.
Yeah.
And the beautiful thing is this body vessel is temporary. We all think well, I used to think I would last forever. You know, I was partying and like no tomorrow. But now I know, like having a 5-year death sentence, death stared me in the face, and I know that this is temporary, and we need to kind of stop living like this is forever. It's like live like every day is your last. Do what you want. You know, if someone's telling you what to do, and you know from your heart that you need to go somewhere, someone is passing over and you want to be there, you have to step into your power and know that nobody can tell you shit. Like no one can tell you what to do. As long as you're leading from the heart and it's a pure form, just roll with what you've got to do. Like seriously, we can't live from fear. But the beautiful thing about this story is that we're all souls, and this body vessel is temporary. So your grandma's soul she's coming to see you still, you know. And like she said, it's not time. And then she was like, hey, you're in the astral plane with me right now, so we can talk. Yeah. But, you know, go back and do your earthly thing, and we'll catch up later. Yes. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's not goodbye forever. And I know it's really hard to detach from loved ones, and when they pass and we mourn, and perfect, you know, have a good cry, but don't wallow in that, because we do meet again. We do. This is not it. We've met before. We're going to meet again. This is just a temporary body vessel, so we can come back down to school, learn a few things like good kids, and then go back home and remember who we truly are. So just don't hang on to any attachments. It's so important to just realize that loving somebody is like loving them as if you'd be okay to let them go. It's not like attaching to things like, oh my God, my life depends on you, my happiness depends on you. If you go, I'm nothing anymore. Like, I don't know what I'll do. I'll go crazy. I'll take my own life. It's like, let that go. Let that go. Take a deep breath and just trust that we are definitely going to meet again. We are going to party hard in the astral plane. I have been there and I've seen where we go, and I promise you, it's magic. This is magic, yeah. But in the astral plane, it's the party of all parties. So Thursday, Yahey is the all-night ceremony. Start at like 7:30 and get out of there about 8 in the morning. So what happened for you on the all-night celestial party?
I needed 3 cups.
Go hard or go home.
I needed 3 cups, and I did definitely felt after the third ceremony that, because before the first one I wrote more than 20 questions down.
Oh wow, yeah.
To just have the inception in my mind. And all of them were answered by the third ceremony and more. So I already kind of felt the feeling like, I'm not going to see anything.
Okay.
Like after the second cup, still nothing was up. I'm not going to feel anything, because you know that Yahey is stronger.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I already saw so much. But then I was still praying, like, hopefully I will still get to see something. I went to sit in the inner circle during the night as well for the blessing. I definitely felt the energy.
Yeah, the spiritual power.
Very beautiful.
It's magic.
It was really, really magical. And then I got my third cup. And then I started with the stomach flu started, but still not the vomiting. Went back to my bed, and finally at some point I felt it. I was like, yes. And then I vomited out. And by then it was kind of light already outside. And all I needed to do was close my eyes, and I could see like the flowers like this dancing. So that was really, really beautiful. And then it reminded me, like, I already gave you so much, like, what else? And I was like, well, can you then show me nature?
Yeah.
In the meanwhile, so I was seeing nature, and I was smiling again. And I was using my blanket to just have it like as dark as possible. Yeah. And I was seeing patterns in the blanket, like lion, tiger, panther.
In your own little jungle.
That was very special. And then at some point, I was like, well, can I see my future husband one more time before I go back to the reality?
Can you just show me him one more time?
And then I could hear his voice, like when he calls my name, he pronounced it in a very sweet, kind way.
Say it.
Like it's like Nuka.
Nuka.
Almost like, I don't know, like. And I always like tell him, like, you know me now for many, many years. Why do you always so carefully always like pronounce my name? But he's just so kind-hearted. And then he showed me himself, and he's like, And then he told me, like, I've been very hard on you over the years, but you need to help me remember.
Yeah.
And as soon as you help me remember, then things will fall into place.
Oh.
So he shared a little bit of his purpose in life with me, that he's there out to help people.
Yeah.
Because he once told me that as long as you don't know my purpose in life, I don't want to start a relationship.
Wow.
So it was really interesting that he was channeling that back. Then he told me that, tell me, so himself here, that when I meditate, I need to sit on the ground. I need to put my hair in a ponytail, not in a man bun, because he has long hair.
Yeah.
And tell me that I need to forgive my father. And next time I see my mom, that I need to hug her and hold her a little bit longer than normal.
So you've got to go and tell him all
tell
this.
Him that.
Oh, how
this was
amazing.
Really special.
How do you think he's going to take all this? Because he's in
I'm
that
not going to tell him everything, like the fact that we are supposed to get together.
Okay. Well, he won't watch this video. Edit this out.
Well, the feeling that the first time I saw him and there was something here, it made like boom, like a drum in my stomach.
Yeah.
And I was actually then healing from someone else that I just kind of like we very like painfully we stopped. And
oh, okay. So like a past relationship.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I was really surprised that I got this instant feeling with this guy I just met.
Yeah.
That I didn't know, and he looked like, I don't know, like a metal drummer, long hair, sunshine American, California.
Yeah.
And but that feeling was there, and it took me like 3 weeks to figure out that I'm in love with him. And I remember that I would always want to ask to travel to him.
Wow.
So the moment I would slow up, I would be like, oh,
is this a different guy?
To him. No, it's the same guy. It's my
Oh,
future husband.
I was like, whoa, girl. Like, how many people are we dating here?
Future husband.
Okay, the future husband.
Yes. So now it also makes so much more sense. And so it was good to have like my final chat with him. And yeah, he just showed me how to talk to him, and hopefully he'll remember, and then I need to try to convince him to come here with me.
So your next steps are just to kind of keep back a few minor details.
Yes.
Just say, I got a message, I got a download from Mother for you.
Yes.
And because he's in that world, the medicine world, like he'll be receptive to it.
Yes, he's like open for it.
Okay.
And funny enough, I share all my dreams with him anyway.
Okay.
So here I come again. He's like, oh, here you come again.
He'll be super excited to hear this, I'm sure.
I think he will be very excited.
And just lead from your heart, you know. All you can do is lead from your heart. I mean, this is your truth. This is what you've been through, and you've got a specific download that's for somebody, you know.
True.
Sit with it and ask yourself, you know, how you want to approach that. And then just let it flow from the heart. I'm so excited for you.
I'm so excited about that as well. Yeah.
I am, especially because you've got next steps and see where it's going to go.
True.
So, anything else happen on Thursday? Apart from jungle, nature. When did you have your heart healed? When was that?
The first night.
Very first night. Did you get a brand new one?
I did not get a brand new one. I got a much lighter one.
Okay.
There was like white light surrounding it.
Yeah.
And it felt like there was the main blockage in my life.
Okay.
I'm quite in tune with myself.
So you knew that was the main thing that needed to be done first.
Yeah.
And the beautiful thing is, if you have your heart healed, you've been shown who you become, and you've merged back with your soul anyway. Because that's that's the way it goes in the line of, you know, the intentions. So it's so beautiful how we are all different and we all get a different thing, you know. It's like you needed that's what she gave you, and then you can have even more of a soul mergence, you know, downloads about
so
people.
Beautiful. It was amazing, and then again, like I almost got I already got everything answered, so I was like, what else? And then I was like, is there something in my house? Because I've always felt like some kind of presence. And not my future husband, but the guy that broke up. The one, he was very spiritual from Samoa.
Yeah.
And he told me once that there is a portal in my living room. So I was allowed to levitate to my home. And I was levitating in my home, and then I saw the portal. And then you guys was like, if it's scary, go for it. So I went into it, like a purple portal. But unfortunately, I didn't see more. But
that's okay, but that's enough for you to know and navigate your way when you get home. And now you're tapped into this medicine realm, and she's in you. And because you're already, you know, a seer, you're already in the dreamland of reading dreams and such. It's just giving you, it's just saying, okay, this is where you need to go. This is your roadmap. This is where the energy is going to be. Work with that. As opposed to being scared of an energy in your house, she's showing you, don't be scared, honey. You know, it's like, dive in and then just trust, you know.
Because he was like, trust your heart, and then I was like, should I move from that house? And then she was like, what does your heart say? Like, no, I love that place.
There you go. See, we have all the answers inside of us. It's so beautiful to when we trust and we don't put our happiness and our future plans in somebody else's hands. So we know everything that we need. We just have to go in and ask. It's even like with food. If you're umming and ahhing about what food to eat, I like to just hold a plate in front of my belly and just close my eyes and just feel how the body feels. If the body starts to feel heavy, then I'm like, maybe I'll just leave that alone. If the body starts to feel light and like it wants to munch it all up, then I'll give it a go. And then just become your own doctor, your own health warrior with all these things. Just see how you feel in general about things, and trust your gut. Your instinct is so powerful if you connect in and really like believe and honor it. It won't lead you astray. So just trust in that. So then we go to last night's breath work. Did you get much sleep on Thursday? Because it finishes about 9 a.m. Did you sleep or?
I slept in between the class when I was not having my patients yet.
Oh, you're lucky.
Yeah, definitely. And then actually the one more thing I remember seeing, the vision, was the friend that I met, Gerry, that we were connected in the previous life.
She's lovely.
Yes, very, very much. And I saw that during the day, she showed me that she dreamed about this cross, a little bit of that kind of cross, and I immediately recognized it. And I was like, and I Googled it for her, and it was from a Celtic period.
Yeah.
And that last evening, and at the end of my visions, I saw her, and I saw that she was alive during the Celtic period. The people find out that she had spiritual skills, so they shaved her head and they burned her. But then she was reincarnated in Egypt as an Egyptian princess.
Whoa.
And her firstborn was killed when the Hebrew God unleashed his plagues on Egypt, when the Pharaoh didn't want to let the Jewish people go. Yeah. And she didn't put the red blood on her door. Oh. And that's why she lost her firstborn.
Oh my God.
So I thought that was really special.
How amazing. And how did she take that when you told her?
Well, I told her the day before about that I saw her in Amazon with my friend. Yeah. So she was really pleased.
So you guys have been connected for years, lifetimes. You go way, way, way back.
She was very happy about it. She's like, if you see anything more tonight, don't focus on it, but if you do,
then just give me a download.
Exactly.
Do the work for me.
And I said that word. And it was really special because I arrived here first day, we did the breath work, then we went for dinner, and I started talking to her. Yeah. And then at some point said I'm going to go to my room. 30 minutes later, I was finally going to my room. I didn't saw my room yet, so I didn't met my roommate. I opened the door and there's someone in the bathroom like, hello, and then she comes out.
And you're like, oh, how amazing. It's all perfectly orchestrated, isn't it? It's like, you can't make this shit up. It's like, it's so beautiful, magical. Once you like step out of that, I'm just this 5 senses, I'm just this flesh body, I've got to go to work. But once you step out of that and start seeing how fucking magic life is, if you're starting to see like 222s, 111s, 333s, if you're starting to see and connect these the spiritual numerology that's coming through, the messages, the downloads, and you're starting to see the magic that is all around us, life just becomes so beautiful because you start to realize that everything's not just happening to you. Everything is happening for you. If you can just believe it, trust it, you can start co-creating and manifesting your world. It's not a hippie mumbo jumbo. It's so true because every single person we meet is for a reason. There's a deep set reason. If there's a lesson or like they're going to say something about the next steps or anything. But if you can go in with an open arms to everyone and anyone you meet, even if there's someone that's hard to love, they need it the most. And there's a deep lesson in there. So if you can utilize every single person that you meet, every experience, every place, and just utilize it for a magical co-creation of your destiny, it makes life so much more fun. It's like life becomes beautiful and the ultimate prize is love. So you just end up being so in love with life and you look at the sky and you're like, this is magical. And you start asking the moon questions and then the universe starts listening and it starts to be a beautiful dance of life. Don't you think?
Yes, definitely.
It's very magic. So Friday, did you go to breathwork?
Yes.
Good girl. Because you got to mop that stuff up. And you're going to go tonight?
Yes, as well.
See, that's beautiful. So 2 profound breathwork sessions to just mop up any energy that's just, needs a little bit put into place and clear any more vessels. Have you been doing the spa and the cleanse, the massages?
Yes, all of them. I did my second massage today because it was amazing.
Oh, voila.
Did all of the cleanses.
Perfect. It's really good because the digestive tract, it's like a second brain. Like a lot of people just think, we can just shove in whatever we want. It's fine, but it's just not the case. Like there are years of crap literally stored, and when these old feces, it coats the outer layer of the colon, and then what happens is the food that's trying to get digested can't get through, but what's leaching back into your system is toxins. So you're just putting toxins into your blood, into your system, just through old fecal matter, that all it needed was simply a bit of a hose, a bit of a gentle scrub, bringing that out, and then allowing the food to be broken down in its purest form in the right way and getting the nutrients to where they need to be, as opposed to just putting toxins back into your system, and being a clearer vessel for the medicine to go through, to clear out the toxins from the body, the emotional storages. Everything has a purpose here. So we have massage, we have the clay that you can put on and dry in the sun, we have a steam room, the cleanses, the colonics, and if you've never had one before, it can feel a bit weird having a tube and then water shoved up your bum, but that's much better than living with years of toxins that can manifest into dis-ease. A lot, if not all, diseases start in the gut, start in the colon, and they can really manifest throughout your body. So it's really important that you're eating plant-based whole foods to cleanse internally and get that out and have a really nice, healthy poo. And then also having a cleanse for years of toxins when you just weren't awake or weren't aware of this. And it's okay. Don't beat yourself up. Get a cleanse and just move on and move forward and make better choices. So anything else you would like to say, my love?
Well, I have another week of traveling in Costa Rica, but I can't wait to get home with all of my learnings.
I know, and implement it.
Yeah. Implement it. Yes, and I'm very happy that I've chosen Rythmia.
We're happy.
It's really amazing. Like this, the entire program, everything is holistically suited and programmed to get the most out of your ayahuasca journeys. And I think that's very, very unique. And to do just like one ayahuasca session anywhere is great, but this entire week it's been magical from day one for me. So I'm definitely going to recommend it to everyone around.
Did you do yoga and meditation
as well?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's all perfect. There's just so much. I mean, some people complain. There's like, there's too much to do, and it's just like, yes, do it all. It's all perfectly orchestrated. Yeah. All the talks, they all help to facilitate change. Like I do the Thursday talk and I've done today's talk, and I realized that the magnitude of these talks, they're integral at each part. You've got Gerry's talk Monday, you've got Paula's and JJ's talk, The Answer Is You. Then I do this talk on Thursday, which is all about a 14-day protocol and how to implement and how to go out into the physical world, into the reality, and implement what you've learned here, and best basically navigate that life with this new knowledge. And then today's closing talk, same thing, and we get everyone to share their story at the end. So you've got a complete package, and it's all perfectly designed so that when you leave, you're leaving with new strong wings and you know how to fucking use them. So it's just all perfect. And so if you come here, just try and do everything that you can. And I know it gets tired. Trust me, I was a guest and I used to do everything all the time, and I still feel like I do, but it's all perfect. It's just trusting that it's all designed for you to heal and grow. And it's like an incubator. It's like just going into this incubator and doing so much deep work in such a short space of time. And you can be thrown off a bit by that because you've moved your energy, but just trust that it's all going to bring you back to where you're meant to be. It's really well designed, isn't it? I'm really happy with the way the whole structure is. It just works perfectly. And now you've got breath work, and then tomorrow it's pretty much chilled. You can just chill, get a massage, get a cleanse, and then we have the next group in. But I say this group has been so deep, isn't it? It's like, whoa.
It's quite an honor. Everyone we met.
Everyone has been magic. Yeah. And what would you say to somebody that's sitting on the fence that's just like, I'm still not sure about this. What would you say if there was what would you say to your family members about it? How would you say this place has changed you and what it could do for them?
I would probably tell them the reason you're not sure is because you don't know.
Yeah.
If you want to know, if you want to get to know yourself deeper, which is amazing, you have to do this for yourself. It's money best spent. You have to do this.
It's priceless.
Yeah, exactly.
Like we get some people like, oh my God, 3-4 grand. How can I do that? And it's like, total up the amount of money you're spending every weekend on nights out, and then tell me you can't step back a few drinks, or save on buying that extra dress, or whatever. Put a little safety, like a savings box, and just start putting it in. Like for every box of cigarettes that you're going to quit because it's not good for you, put that into a savings account or something like that, and then just honor yourself and give yourself the best gift ever. Once you decide that you want to be here, it's like law of attraction, but with massive action. You just start making shit happen because you're meant to be here. You're meant to be healing. And if your heart is truly saying that, you have the power to get here. Only you can truly make this happen. And you have to. And you'll be so proud of yourself once you do. Once you get in, you're like, fuck, I made this happen. I'm actually on my healing path. I now know who I am. What you get here, I promise you, and it's not just because I work here, it's priceless. Like if you speak to everybody that leaves here, they would have paid double, triple, because you cannot, you just can't replicate what you get. You can't go to any, it's like, I have done so many retreats and seminars and workshops and paid a lot of money, a serious, huge amount of money, and been good for 3 days, yes, I'm going to go change the world. And then I just get, just dwindle back into old habits. Whereas this is permanent because you're making a soul contract. You're not just winging it, seeing a thought leader talking and then being like, okay, yeah, I should follow what they say. You're speaking to your soul. You and your soul are having a contract. You're also doing neuroplasticity. So you're rebuilding neurological pathways in your brain through drinking this sacred brew. So on a deep, deep, deep level, you'll never be the same again. You'll never be that version that got you into the outcome that you weren't happy with. You're going to be a different version who's going to do different things to get you in the outcome that you deserve and you fucking need to thrive. So just trust in that, trust in the process, and just let it all unfold. Just put the intention out there. Once you decide that you want to work with her, she comes to you. She'll come in your dreams and it will start weaving, and then money will start appearing, people will start appearing. It just starts, doesn't it? It's just like,
it will unfold.
It just starts to unfold, and it's so beautiful and so magic. So, thanks, darling. I love you, my Amazonian goddess.
Thank you.
You're amazing. If I'm ever back in the UK, I'm going to come to Amsterdam and see you. I love you. Thank you so much. And I love you all too. You're all amazing. I know I get passionate, but I really mean it. Like, I really think that you just can't put a price on what you get here. You seriously, genuinely can't. And you'll know that when you get here and when you leave. You'll be very, 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 very happy you did. And we all love you so much. Like, our staff love each other so much, and we are such a tight-knit family that radiates to you. You'll see it, you'll know it, you'll just believe it, and you'll become part of the family. You'll become part of the tribe. You'll feel like you are us, like you're with us, and we're all together. It's just such a magical thing that happens when you're drinking this sacred medicine. You don't even have to go to Rythmia, but just to speak to somebody that's done plant medicine, you get this like, oh, hey, oh, I totally get everything you're saying, because I know, I understand, and I see life with a whole new set of eyes. It's profound, and I will shut up now. It took a while, but I love you all. You know it's from love. Tough love, love. Shit the Moon said, if you have not seen this or heard it, it's on audio, I really strongly suggest that you do. It's all about here and what's going on. And please share this video. I know Facebook's algorithms are getting a bit different, so feel free, and I'll check out some questions if anybody has any. It doesn't let me see all of the questions at the top. It's like funny. Thanks, Terry. You do such a great job doing these interviews. I love it. I love to talk, that's all. Maritza, you will come to Rythmia one day. You will. Definitely say that. Believe it. Become it. Breathe it. Yes, Gina. Well done. She said, you won't regret it, Maritza. You really won't. I promise you. Looking for love in all the wrong places. Yeah, we've all been a victim of looking for love in all the wrong places. It's just part of it. And the truth is, we are love. Like if we love ourselves, and there's a TED talk about marrying yourself. It's so profound because we're always looking for love everywhere. I've looked all over the world for love in the wrong places, and I've only just realized that it's here. It's here when I love myself so much and I'm vibrating in such a high love frequency for myself and truly eating, breathing, speaking, acting like I love myself, then it ripples out, and then I attract the true love that's meant to be for me. And that's how it happens. And it was so cliche, like you have to, be the love that you want to receive and all this. And I used to think, oh yeah, I used to say it and never really believed it until now I get it. You truly do have to love yourself like you want to be loved. You have to love yourself like no other. Marry yourself, and then the vibration will meet you where you're at. If you're like not really loving yourself and you're like, I'm not enough, I'm not good enough, you're going to attract people like I did, people that don't see you like that either and don't know your true worth, that beat you up or whatever it is for you. And I brought all that into my realm because I didn't think I was good enough. Now I think, I know I'm fucking amazing and that I deserve the best kind of love because I'm giving that to myself. So do that, operate from that space, and I promise life will be so much different. You just have to believe it. And I say to people, if you look in the mirror and all you can say is, I like you. Start with that, I like you. And then if you can move up to the next step, you can be like, you know what? I love you. I really love you. And it will be a slow progression, but then do what I do now. I'm like, hey, Candice, you're amazing. I love you. Have a good day. And then walk out. And it's not from an ego like, oh my God, I'm amazing and fucking all this. It's from a genuine, I know I'm a good person. I know I mean well. And other people's opinions don't mean shit because I know who I am. So as soon as you own your power and you know who you are and you own your Amazonian goddess, that's when it all happens. Okay, I said I'd shut up and then I didn't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, people. This just keeps happening. Autumn, what a beautiful name. I will also go one day. I have this strong calling. Listen to it, baby. It's going to happen. Zumba, I wish with all my heart I could have a fund scholarships for all us who feel us drawn, feel to come to Rythmia. Just put the intention out there, honey. Like literally put the intention. And there are scholarship funds here, and there are people that will help you. You can start putting it out there. One of my friends, Mark, I'm quite surprised he's not on here, calling me a goof like he usually does. But he started a GoFundMe. And he also done the Send Free, Heal Free. So you can come here, you read book, and then if you get 3 people, you get to come back for absolutely free. But Mark, he put a GoFundMe up, and past guests who didn't even know him ended up donating $5,000 to him. And then he also got 3 people, his mom, his dad, and somebody else. So he came back for free as well. So he also came for free, got $5,000, wants to move to Costa Rica, wants to start his music career. Life's happening because he took the step to put it out there. So just try. If you don't try, you don't know, you don't get. It's like you don't ask, you don't get. That's what I was taught in England, and I asked and I got. So keep asking. Tim, hi, babe. Perfect. I know. Hey, Shella, baby.
Hi, Shella.
Help, you're coming on next Saturday. I can't wait to hug you. Okay, Gemma, you always come with good questions. Is it possible to merge with your soul without realizing, and especially without seeing it visually happen on the medicine? Totally. Because sometimes we're so out of it and we can't make sense of it, and so much is happening that we can't hold on to that happening, and it gets a bit crazy. But if you had your heart healed, that happened. You had your soul merged and you were shown who you become, regardless of whether you were aware of it or not. And if you didn't get to the heart healing, and there's a knowing, and you feel more centered and you feel more connected to who you truly are, and you feel more childlike, you've got this childlike energy and this beauty, you have merged back with the pure essence of yourself. And it doesn't usually need to be fireworks and fanfares and, a big parade. It's just more of a knowing and just analyzing your actions after here. It's like, hang on a second. How am I feeling? I feel like that brand new baby sensation. I feel like I'm alive and life is beautiful. And if you have that, then it's just a knowing. You don't have to. And we're all different learners. Some of us are kinesthetic, visual, whatever. It'll be shown in our way. And also it depends if we remember it, because you know what the medicine's like. You can see a lot of shit and just pluck one little cherry from each, but so much happened. That happens with me a lot. Okay, let's have a look. Linda, thank you so much. These videos feed my soul. Looking forward to doing the work and participating in the experience in October. I can't wait to see you. Michelle, how wonderfully beautiful. Yes, you are. Let's have a look. Oh, Michelle, thanks. I love you. It's lovely. See, love, love, love. Give, receive, give, receive. It's a two-way thing. It's like I'm not just here like giving, giving, giving. I'm receiving back. It's like when we're operating from that pure source of giving, pure unconditional love and passion for the greater good of all, it comes back. But if we're like jealous of someone, or we're just like coming from a manipulative standpoint, like I just want to give so that I can fucking take, you're just going to get that energy. So it's like just give from a pure place, and it just comes back, and your heart just gets healed, and you just operate from this infinite love source. It's like it's never ending because we're not finite. Otherwise, we're just taking, and then we think it's going to run out, and then it does, and then we burn out. So it's just living in your truth and loving people. People just want to be loved. I want to be loved. It's just love.
Hi, Rita.
Hi. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. I love you all. From Italy. I love Italy. It's one of my faves. Kimberly, love to see you thriving. When are you coming back, girl? I love you. Oh, Maureen, a closed mouth doesn't get fed. I love that too. It's true. So thank you all so much. We've gone a little bit over because I like to talk. But I love you. We love you, and we are so honoured to share this with you. And I think I'll be back next week as well, because I think Gerard is away still. So I will speak to you then. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we hope you have a beautiful and blessed weekend. And we can't wait to see you here, hug you, heal you, and like help you heal you, and just get that shit out and move on. We got work to do, people. We got to change this world. Love you. Love, 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 love.
Bye.
Bye.